Okay, hi guys, and welcome back to this quick review. And we're going to do, I've put everything back in the box so that we can do the unboxing while I speak about the earphones themselves. This is the Dunu DK3001 Pro, and it's the latest update to their 3 series, or 3001, which I think came out in 2017 or late 2016. They're 5 driver hybrids with large beryllium dynamic driver and 4 balanced armatures on the inside. You can see they're using nose balanced armatures. They have spin fits, they have complies. Dunu, as I've said many times before, one of the most underrated sleeper brands in the entire audio world. They have been around. They're the OG Chi-Fi manufacturer, and they produce fantastic headphones that punch well above their price point. And yeah, these do it yet again, but with some caveats. So we'll go ahead and we'll take the outer sleeve out. Now, one of the things you should know about Dunu is that they have the most killer accessories and packagings, or well, not packaging most of the time, but they have the most killer accessories out of all the brands that I've seen, and they produce some really unique, really special stuff. So we'll go ahead. Is this a flip box? I forgot. I got to push this off like that, and you can see you open it up. And you get this little diagram that we'll come back to in a second, but you can see here, designed by Dunu. And this is where the magic starts to happen. Take that off to the side. And you can see here you've got this cable, and it looks awful similar to this cable. This is the Dunu Hulk cable, one of the most impressive cables on the market today. Due to its innovation with this adaptive termination. This is a very, very expensive cable, and it is a fantastic cable. What Dunu have done is they've taken what they've learned from this cable and they've applied it to a slightly cheaper, slightly thinner cable, but they've kept what makes the Hulk such a special proposition. And we're going to come back to that in a second. I just want to show you the rest of the unboxing experience here, because as I say, Dunu always go above and beyond. Down here, little cleaning tool, 3 sizes of silicones, stereo adapter, and then in here you have a little box full of even more tips. And here you're going to get some spin fits, you're going to get some comply foam, you're going to get an airline adapter. I mean, it's just endless supply of great accessories with Dunu. They put a lot of thought into you as an end user, what might be useful for you, and they give you the option to choose. I like that you don't have to go and buy more stuff when you buy a Dunu earphone. You always feel like you're getting great value. And we'll just take a look at the carry case as well. And you get the little how-to manual that nobody ever uses. Nice little carry case, leather finish, some soft padding texture on it, nice stitching, and the Dunu logo on it. So again, beautiful unboxing experience, but let's come back to what makes these so special. So I'll go ahead and take the cable out, which is kind of sad because I spent so much time putting this all back together so that you could see what the unboxing experience was like. We'll talk about the earphones in a second, but you can see here that this is a beautiful quad braid into dual twist. It's a very high quality cable, but it's not as thick as you can see here with the gauge of the actual Hulk cable. But it is nonetheless, it's a very, very high quality, well-made cable. It has a beautiful sort of flow to it, it's resistant to tangles, and it just works incredibly well. You get a small slider, metal splitter, terminated in MMCX, and then you have this. This is what is so special about this cable. Now you got to remember the Hulk cable is like $300–400. Something like this I would expect Dunu to retail separately. They have their Blanche cable that comes in, I think around $250 or something dollars, $300. So you're getting a very expensive cable with very impressive functionality on it. Now, why would you want something like this? Well, for example, what is it at first? It is a system that allows you to interchange the termination on your cable. There's two main advantages that I get from this. Firstly, I have a lot of devices, as you can see, and I listen to with many different devices. And you know, maybe I want to listen to standard 3.5mm. That's fine, but all of these devices have different connectors. So, for example, this Shanling, it has two balanced options there, and it has that. So, if I want to listen to the Shanling in balanced, I just pop this. I grab my balanced connector. Let's take the 2.5mm balanced connector. Spin that on, click it into place, and then I can pop it into the balanced connector like that. So the way that we used to do that before Dunu came along and I started using the Hulk cable was that I would have different cables. So for example, this one is the Dunu Euphorosian, or Dunu Blue cable as I call it. And it's terminated, you can see, just in a plain 2.5mm balanced. If I want to use these headphones with a standard 3.5mm connector, I would either need to use an adapter on the end of this, which I really don't like doing, or I would have to buy a separate cable. When you go the route of buying a separate cable, you're going to have to change at this point. Now, I don't mind if a cable gets damaged, but I mind if my $1,000 earphones get damaged. And if I mess something up by constantly plugging and unplugging, that's going to cause me some stress in the long run. So it's not a necessity, this. If you have multiple devices and you like listening to between balanced, or with, for example, I'll use one of the adapters and then use this with my iPhone. I'll use standard 3.5mm with a dongle. It has its advantages if you have multiple devices. If you're somebody that's just gonna, pop on a 3.5mm or pop on a balanced and they're predominantly going to use it with the same output every time, you're not really going to get a lot of value from that. But for me and for a lot of audiophiles that are switching between 3.5 and various balanced, it's a great cable, and it also future-proofs you, because a lot of us switch these devices a lot of the time. We buy something new, we sell something, we buy something again, and they don't always have, like for example, I think I went from this, which has got a regular 3.5 and a 2.5, and then I'm using this, the D-Thunray, which has a regular and a 4.4. So my balanced is gone from a 2.5 to a 4.4. So it kind of future-proofs it, because not knowing what's going to come on the market and what connectors it's going to have, it's nice that I can just keep the same cable and just keep on trucking. So the earphones themselves, the way I see it is, I think these retail about $450 US dollars, and the way I see it is you're getting a $200 cable to start off with. So that's where these sort of come into their own. Now, Dunu usually have this very Dunu house sound, which is slightly warm, a little bit lush, impactful bass. And this earphone caught me off guard just a little bit. The sound on it it's more neutral focused and technically capable than a lot of the other Dunu headphones. That's not to say that others are not technically capable. They have fantastic earphones. What I think I'm trying to say is that they're more neutrally focused. They're more for, as opposed to, I would pick up a set of Dunus to really enjoy my music and get into it. I could pick up these for something in between and lean towards critical listening and do a lot more sort of analytical listening with these earphones. They are very, very small for the the 5-driver setup that they've got on the inside, and they are very, very comfortable. The one criticism that I do have of Dunu over the years is that their earphones are not the most attractive. They are very industrial looking. They don't have the sort of wow factor that something like, what else have I got sitting here? I have anything at the similar price? Oh no, I mean there's the Solaris, which is an unfair comparison money-wise, but you can see like there's some beautiful earphones, and there's some beautiful earphones from Fearless Audio. Even if I bring in one of these main competitors, the FiO FH7, you can see similar price, beautiful design. Dunu have always been sort of industrial and functional, but very well made. It's a metal body. It's very small, it sits nicely in the ear, and it's got a medium depth insertion, and it's a very good isolator, and it's very comfortable for the driver configuration that's on the inside of it. That said, I would like to see their mid-range earphones get a redesign, bring them more in line, because I think a lot of people overlook Dunu headphones purely because a lot of people are gear sluts, and they want the shiniest, coolest looking faceplates and other stuff. And it's a shame that some of Dunu's products that are so good with the sound quality aspect get overlooked because they're kind of boring and function over form. So, as I said, the sound is really, really good. I think these, as I say, are $450. I think they're about the money. Say they came with like just a regular cable. What makes them an attractive proposition is having the cable and the earphones all in one as a package. I think something like Fearless Audio S8P or something like that are going to sound more impressive. They're going to sound more detail-rich, focused. Whereas these are kind of just a neutral, good all-rounder, works well with a wide variety of music. They don't have the same impactful sub-bass response that you do get from other Dunu earphones. Instead, these ones they lean more towards an inoffensive bass, but with good textures and excellent speed. The speed on this is quite impressive. That the dynamic driver moves as well as it does. It's punchy, it's impactful, but it doesn't have that deep ethereal rumble that something like a Fearless Audio S8F maybe has. Not that that's a rumbly headphone, but it's got more of a textured deep end. This has more sort of layer and punch to it. Like if you're listening to some jazz or something like that, this sounds nice, like really, really nice, like listening to the double bass strum along and stuff. But it's not something I'm going to pick up and listen to EDM, for example, or rap and hip hop with. It does really, really well with classic rock, sort of old school rock, psychedelic rock, stuff like that. The sound stage and the spacing, as I say, is slightly above average, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not a reason to buy the earphones. The mid-range is very, very smooth and very nice. Lots of details, like extreme detail right through the mid-range into the upper mid-range. Vocals perform very, very well. Stringed instruments, acoustic strings especially sound really, really good with this. But again, if you're a Dunu fan and you're used to that sort of lush, warm presentation, you're not getting it there. You're getting a natural presentation here as opposed to that sort of lush, enhanced, engaging presentation. This is more something that you can look at your music and sort of listen for more details as opposed to sort of get lost in the moment, if you know what I mean. The highs have good extension, more so than a lot of other Dunu headphones, which tend to smooth off at the top. This has a little bit more sparkle, which I really, really like to listen to, like 1812 Overture and stuff like that, like when the cymbals start crashing, or the upper peaks of like a piccolo and stuff like that sound really, really good on these. all around, really, really good earphones. The elephant in the room is going to be the FiO FH7, which I'm also going to just speak about in a separate review now. I think the FH7 are better all around us. I also think that the Fearless Audio SAPs and stuff, if you can go up a little bit more, they're going to outperform them. And then here's the thing that's going to probably make people freak out, is that I'm still a massive fan of the Tin Hi-Fi P1s, and I still think the Tin Hi-Fi P1s, they resolve detail way better than something like this, and they just have that sort of special X factor feeling, and they're $150. So this common theme that we're having recently of like price does not equal performance anymore, it couldn't be more true in 2021. This is an amazing earphone. It's fantastically well made. It comes with amazing accessories. You get this cable included, an all-round package. It is fantastic, but sound-wise, it's very, very good. But there's some earphones which have compromises on the side, i.e. they don't have this fantastic cable, but they just sound special. Again, SAP, SAF, Tin Hi-Fi P1, and a few of the other Asian brand headphones, the Chi-Fi earphones that are coming out. So take it for what it is. Would I recommend them? Absolutely, especially if they come in under $400. I think as a total package, fantastic. It's good to see Dunu going forward with the design. The latest headphone, the Zen, the Dunu Zen, addresses the issues with the kind of boring design language, and really takes the brand forward. So we're probably going to see that start to trickle down into the cheaper earphones. And yeah, it's just a fantastic company, one not to be overlooked. Even though I don't think this is one of their best, it's still a very, very good, capable earphone.